Hey guys, how's it hanging? Charlie here, your coach of the São Paulo Cyndaquils for the IBL, coming to you guys with the Week 8, very late Week 8 match against BlueJayonToast. And first of all, I am really sorry that this match is going on the same week that Week 9. I didn't have much time neither to edit it and neither to post-comment it, and besides I've been really sick. I don't know if you guys can tell it by my voice, but my nose is being all runny and itchy. My throat's terrible, I'm having such headaches, but I'm a little better now, so I wanted to post this week anyway because it was a really fun battle and I didn't want to just not post one of my battles, even though it was because of like health reasons and personal reasons. But anyways, I hope you guys can forgive me for that, and let's move on with the battle. So to start off, we were really surprised that she didn't bring Florges nor Dragalge, and she actually brings both her steel types, which we weren't expecting at all. And we had a little problem beginning the battle because Blue accidentally just confirmed her first one. So we actually started already knowing each other's leads because we had to redo it, of course. And now that we both have our 6 months, let's get started with this. So we knew that she was going to lead off with her Heatran, which is great for us because there's not much he can do to our Gliscor. So predicting a switch from her part, we get a free turn to safely put our rocks up, which is awesome. And she brings out Jellicent as we get our Toxic Orb to kick in, which is good for us. And knowing that we're faster, we can safely go for a U-turn here to scout out a possible Ice Beam from the Jellicent. Which is very likely, and she eats our U-turn pretty well, but you know, that's not for hitting, that's for keep our momentum going, of course. And we go into our Cephalothorax to of course eat that Ice Beam that I had predicted. And here we can scout out that this Jellicent is a Life Orb variant, which is very cool for us to know. We get our Lefty's Recovery, and she goes for the Giga Drain, which I had completely forgotten about. Like, I had it written down, I had known that it gets a Giga Drain, but I forgot, so I opted to keep our momentum going and not switch out, but instead roar the Jellicent out, and we drag the Whitney. I predicted a switch from her part because Whitney doesn't want to get a Scald, and Whitney most certainly doesn't want to get burned. So she was most likely going to Jellicent once again, and we just straight out go into our Lilo to hard counter the Jellicent. It was very likely for her to go into her once more, but we kind of lose the momentum at this point as she goes out into her Hades, of course. But anyways, the play here was 100% to click Giga Drain. If she were to stay in and go for an Ice Beam, we get the Giga Drain off, it tickles it just a little bit, but it allows us with the Stealth Rocks damage, of course, as well, to see that it's a Lefty's set, which is really good. We can now go into our Cephalothorax with no problem and eat that Magma Storm, of course. I was betting on Lava Plume, but she actually goes for the Magma Storm, which it is a good play on her part because it kinda negates our Lefties because of the storm we get trapped in. So we get a little bit of the Lefties. It's cancelled, of course, by the Lava Plume. And we knew she would probably switch here, so we go for a Wish. But instead, she goes for the Stealth Rocks, which is a very good play on her part, probably anticipating our Wish as well. She wouldn't have Hades to just go off to a Scald, like that's what I think at least. So now she knows we're Scalding most likely, and it is the safe play for us to do. So she, of course, switches out. She doesn't want to get a Scald on her Heatran, and she goes into Widowmaker, which is her mass breed, and we predicted the switch, so we just roared it out, and we dragged Jellicent out. We already know that it has Giga Drain, so since we got our wish off for free because of the roar, we don't want it to get Giga Drained once again, so we switch out into our Lilo, even though we were kind of expecting a breed, Ice Beam, but the right play was Giga Drain for safety, and that's what she goes into. And here, we could have Giga Drained, we could have set our Sun, we could have Dragon Tailed, predicting a switch, but we just go for the safe Giga Drain, of course, as she goes into her Floatzel, which is of course an Assault Vest variant, as it always is, and we don't want to catch a Flamethrower to the face nor HP Ice, so predicting the Flamethrower specifically, we go out into our Constantine, and she indeed goes for the Flamethrower, which we can eat pretty well, and also we get the Poison Heal recovery. So here we go for U-turn, mostly for initiative if it wants to switch out, and we go into our Lilo, predicting the HP Ice this time because Flamethrower was a possibility if she read us, but she goes for the Giga Drain, which would have hurt our Gliscor as well, so very good play on her part, very safe play. And we go into Sunny Day to basically sack our Lilo off to the Flamethrower and then go into our Mega Houndoom, of course, but she goes for the Thunderbolt, and here I was thinking she was maybe trying to stall our Sun out, so that was a very interesting, of course, play on her part. And she actually switches out into PB&J as we go for a Giga Drain, and this play I don't really understand why she got into it. Maybe because she was thinking we would go straight out into our Houndoom, and that's why she maybe Thunderbolted, maybe expecting Vaporeon. But in the end, unfortunately, Jellicent was more of a death fodder because of maybe a wrong prediction on her part, and she goes for the Widowmaker. It gets our Heat Rock off, so our Sun, if we set it again, it won't do as much, and we go for a Dragon Tail. We didn't want it out, and it's getting pretty damaged by our rocks as well, so we get Floatzel out. We Giga Drain it just to get that cheap damage because we were thinking that maybe she would stall our Sun a little bit more, and she goes for the Thunderbolt, once again. So I was like, yeah, that's mostly the play I see her going for, so I'll Synthesis because the Thunderbolt won't do as much. And she reads us and she goes for that Flamethrower. We barely live it. Like, how bulky are you, man? So we Giga Drain, and once again expecting Lilo to go down, and she shows Dragon Pulse, which is awesome because having that in mind that it has Dragon Pulse, it was crucial for us to throw our Toothless out, outspeed, which we would of course, and the very important thing was to connect our move to kill this thing and get the Moxie boost. But unfortunately we miss our Iron Tail, and we barely live to the Dragon Pulse. But here's the thing, we couldn't just go for a safer move like Dragon Pulse or Outrage because she had her Steel types on the back, so that would have been very annoying if she would have switched. We could have picked up the Q and gotten the Maxi Boost, but our Sun had faded and we actually were a Life Orb variant, so we were doomed. Like, we had 7 HP. Even if we got the Moxie Boost and killed it, we were doomed to our Life Orb recoil. Then we go out into our Houndoom and we Mega Evolve to pick up the Revenge Q with a Dark Pulse. And here things went south. We were supposed to outspeed because generally Mew tanks aren't speed invested, but this one was, I think, designed to outspeed our Houndoom and get that EQ off. And we live on 2 HP, which is huge. And we revenge once again with Flamethrower, but we go down to our own power, of course, because we were doomed with our Houndoom's solar power. And blind switch in time, gotta love it, right? And our best option here was to go into Gliscor and if anything protect or U-turn out if we're faster. And she goes out into Mesprit as we both take rocks damage, and our play here is to protect as she goes for a knockoff, and that aside from the damage wouldn't affect our poison heal because we got it kicking already. So we essentially heal ourselves a bit and you turn out to get the possible ice move with our Vaporeon, but she decided to actually do something quite a bit different, and she sets up the field for her Excadrill instead. So yeah, we both take the Sandstorm damage, and at this point Cephalothorax is being pretty hindered down, so we have to go for a wish here as she goes for a knockoff actually to hinder our Vaporeon's longevity, but we are making sure that something's living with that wish that we just set. And the Sandstorm damage wrecks us a bit here as she goes for a light screen. So now we know that this thing is probably a full support set for the Excadrill. So we roar it out since it's being quite damaged by the rocks already, and Excadrill is dragged out. The Sandstorm hits us and our wish comes off as she goes for that drill run, which is a mighty crit on her part, which is quite unfortunate because now our Vaporeon is quite hindered and we go for a Scald. We unfortunately don't get the burn, so since our Constantine is immune to drill run, we just swap into him to get that extra healing off with the poison heal, and she goes for that Mesprit. We actually go for the protect, thinking this wouldn't drill run us, and the Widowmaker almost goes down to the Sandstorm damage, so we just decide to rust off to be at least at almost full if she wants to knock off, which she does, but our poison heal is already guaranteed, and we decide to stall the sand turns that she had because that's gonna be pretty important. Her Excadrill now is such a trap, and she goes for what could have been an Arrowhead flinch. We go back to full with the poison heal and we U-turn out into Cephalothorax or Vaporeon to unfortunately get that drill run on our faces. We didn't thought it would drill run since our Gliscor was on the field, but that's what happened, and unfortunately our Vaporeon couldn't live at 1 and Scald back. So back to Constantine, we can't do much with nor swap into our Metagross yet because of her Heatran on the back, and since we don't pack EQ on Gliscor, we're kind of scouting a way to get our Metagross in without being damaged. So she swaps into her Hades, and now the trap's out. We go for a protect to scout that Magma Storm, and we actually get to know that she's a leftover set, which is pretty cool. So we go for that protect to stall her Magma Storms. We kind of think, okay, now she's gonna protect, so let's go into maintenance. Let's leave anything that she might go for, because we had actually the investments on our maintenance with the Assault Vest to leave one of those hits, but it was a mighty crit once again. And now our Wincon, which was Metagross, our only Pokemon with EQ, is down. So the only hitting move we have on our Constantine now is, as you guys probably know, is U-turn.
So we can't do much to her Hades. She goes for a protect, trying to, like, I don't know, read an EQ, but we've shown our whole set to this point, and there's no point in trying to stall this match out, because we only have U-turn, like our win con's dead. Maybe she was trying to go for differentials, to preserve her differentials. So we keep on U-turning here, and since we saw Toph, we were like, okay, Toph can do much aside from Arrowhead flinching us, so let's go for a U-turn here. Let's see what she does, and if that doesn't bring us up to like our red life, we can at least roost. And we flinch, which is really cool because at this point we're just spamming U-turns and we really want to go down. We gotta protect here just to try and get our life back to the yellow so we can roost out again. But that doesn't quite happen. We get Iron Flinched to death. And well, what can I say? That's just the game we play. If we didn't get critted back when we sent out our Meta Girls, that could have been a very different match, but that's the game we play, and that's RNG for all you guys. It was a very long and fun match. Props to BlueJay for bringing such a close game, and if you guys want to check out her side of the battle, I highly encourage you to do so. But for now, that's all for this week of the IBL. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you can bring a comeback for the São Paulo Cyndaquils next week. And that's all for this week. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!